So what is the definition of net worth? Does anybody know what that is? Yes. Well, net worth, well, that would be an asset. But yesterday we were talking about assets and liabilities, and today we're looking for the net worth. So basically, the net worth is just the difference between your assets and liabilities, and that's what you are worth. You guys have heard about they have movie stars or actresses or actors that they say their net worth is millions of dollars. Well, that's because they have a lot more assets than they do liabilities. So basically, net worth is just the difference between assets and liabilities. So that's what you're going to write here on your warm up. So it's the net worth is the difference between assets and liabilities. So if you have more liabilities than asset, then your net worth would be a negative. You have more assets than liabilities, then your net worth would be a positive. So this is what we need to be learning about, and it's part of this Unit 7 that we're started. Now, here they have all the assets for Emily, and then the liabilities. So they want to know what is her net worth. So again, what would you need to do? Yeah, just subtract. So they gave you already the total assets, and they gave you the total liabilities. So all you have to do is subtract those two numbers. So 107,550 minus 20,525. So we go ahead and do the math. So 10 minus 5 is 5, 4 minus 2 is 2, 5 minus 5 is 0, 7 minus 0 is 7, and 10 minus 2 is 8. So her net worth is 87,025. Pretty simple, right? Okay. Now let's look at the next one. The next one is a review of the past lessons we've had. So it says a circular railroad crossing sign has a diameter of 30 inches. Which measurement is closest to the area of the sign in square inches? So first we would need to find the formula for area of a circle. So you all have your reference chart in your composition books. So who could tell me the formula for that? Area of a circle. A equals pi radius squared, yes. So they're giving you diameter. So I know diameter is 30, so what would radius be?
15.
Yeah, so radius would be 15. So all I have to do now is go ahead and substitute what I know. So I'm leaving pi by itself because I don't multiply until the end. So you have radius squared, so that means it's going to be 15 times 15. So what's 15 times 15? 225. And then times pi, but pi is going to be, we're going to use an estimate because we do have answer choices here. So 225 times 3 is what?
Wait, so to find radius from diameter, you would do divided by 2?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so 225 times 3, 675. And which one's closest to 675?
C.
Yeah, A is too low, B is too low, D is too low. The only one that's closest is C, so that is the area of the circle. So if you know the formula and you know how to use it, then you shouldn't have any trouble finding the area of a circle. So this is actually a quick check to remind you on how to solve for simple interest. So remember to change the percent to a decimal by doing what?
Moving to the left.
Yeah, so you move 2 times to the left. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that. So 7% will become what?
0 point.
Yeah, so you do 1, 2, so that's going to be 0.07. Okay, for 8 and 5/10, again, 1, 2, so that's going to be 0.085. And then for 4 and 25/100, 1, 2, so 0.0425. So remember, always move your decimal 2 times to the left. That way, when you multiply, you already have the decimal in place. Now, you also have to remember to change the months to years. And how do you do that? Yeah, you divide by what?
12.
Okay, so 24 divided by 12, 2. 3 months divided by 12, 1/4, which is 0.25. And then 42 divided by 12. How many times does 12 go into 42? So 42 divided by 12. That's 3 times, which is 36. Your remainder is going to be 6. So that means this is 3 and 6, 12, which is what?
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. There you go. See, that's how you do it when you can't figure it out without just doing mental math. Okay, any questions on any of those? Guys, remember, you have to change. If they give you months, you have to change it to years.
Is the B 6.25 or is that 0?
It's a 0. This is a 0. Okay, so let's go ahead and practice using the formula. So Myra deposited $2,000 into her savings account. The loan has 8% simple interest rate. She will pay the loan back in 4 years. So how much will she have paid in interest? So we have 8%. We have to change it to a decimal. And we would do what?
0.08.
Yeah, you need to move it. 1, 2. So that's going to be 0.08. So now we use the formula. So I equals PRT. So principal is 2,000. The rate is 0.08. And the time is 4 years. So I know 8 times 4 is what?
16.
8 times 4? 32. So that's going to be 0.32. And then all you have to do is multiply by 2 and add the zeros at the end. So 32 times 2, it's 64. And if you add the zeros at the end, you have what multiplication. But don't forget your decimal. So how many times do I need to move the decimal? 2 times. So then that means she would have to pay interest of $640. Any questions on that? Now, if you forget your decimal, guys, make sure that you go back and think, well, if it's part of 100 and 2,000 is 100%, can she pay $64,000 of interest? No, that's too much, right? So make sure that you actually go back and look at what you're answering, especially when they don't have the multiple choice part. Okay, let's look at number 4. So it says, Mrs. Solis deposited $4,200 into her bank account. The bank pays 3 5/10% simple interest. Mrs. Solis makes no additional deposit or withdrawals for 24 months. So which amount is closest to the balance of the account? Now they're asking for the balance, so that means I need the what? I need to do what? Yeah, you need to add. So you need to add the principal plus the interest to give you your balance or your total. Okay, so remember that. Okay, so now we going to go ahead and change the percent to a decimal. So again, we move it 2 times to the left. So that's gonna be 0.035. And then 24 months is how many years? 2, because you're dividing it by 12. So then that means you have 2 years. Okay, now we go ahead and use our formula. So principal was 4,200. The rate was, and the years was 2 years. Okay, so what's 2 times 35,000? 35,000. Okay, let's
Oh,
0.035 times 2. Well, 35 times, it's 70, right? But we remember you have the decimals. So then that means we have to change it to, it's multiplied to 700s. So 42,000 times 0.07. So let's go ahead and multiply that now. So that means she's going to pay how much in interest? 294. Is that what they're asking us to find? No, what are they asking us to find? The balance. So that means I need to add the 4,200. So when you add that, that becomes what? $4,494, which is letter A. And you got it. Now, look at what they did. They actually put the interest only there, right? They put the interest only, and that they do in order to distract you from moving on and doing the second step. So make sure you don't fall for those distracting answer choices. Any questions on any of this? Okay, so yesterday you had a 4-question assignment. If you did not finish that, you need to finish that today before you do this assignment. This has 7 problems. They do have, most of them are multiple choice, but it does give you all the information you need. Make sure that you finish yesterday's assignment first, turn it in, and then do this one. Okay, so get started and make sure you're turning everything in.